What's good, everybody? It's your boy Tico on Blitz back at it again with another video. And today we are going to be playing in the Tier 10 British Collector TD, the FV217 Badger. A vehicle that is just basically incredible for the capabilities to what it features. Basically an impervious upper infrastructure to where the majority of standard and somewhat premium ammunition cannot butter through it without a hassle. However, PBR did substantially change the armor profile just a little bit because depending on how high of millimeters thickness of pen that a certain vehicle has, then it opens up two little cheeks on the side of the gun mantlet to where they are now a pen spot, which is kind of unfortunate, but still, the kind of thing that makes up for that is the fact that the Badger has 10 degrees of gun depression, making it very flexible to work ridge lines like no tomorrow and thicken those cheeks to a substantial margin. Like I said, depending on how many millimeters thickness a certain tank has of its premium penetration factors. Also for the fact that the vehicle carries over 3,600 damage per minute with a really good 7.7 second reload time and very decent aiming schematics to go along with it so that way it doesn't have to take forever to rely on its aiming reticle to go down to the fullest capacity in order to guarantee shots to where directly you are hitting at. Just the Badger in general is just a very good hold down beast. That's basically all you got to do with the vehicle is just basically find a spot to where you can basically rely on your gun depression, or in this case, because you're on Canal, you basically just have to rely on your duty as being a tank destroyer, or that of a support vehicle to be more exact. So here we are. Let's see what they got. They have a Grill 15 and an SDP 60 in terms of TDs. So let's go ahead and mosey our way right around over here. We have double 60 TPs. Very eager to see what these two are going to do in the process. So we're going to mosey our way right around over here and see what's possibly going to be lurking on out, maybe coming over here, which is why I want to be very cautious at that. So we're just going to wait right here. Let's see what they're going to have that's maybe going to come on out. This is possibly one of the worst maps in the game so far. So we got a Kron off towards the far side of the map right there. Let's go ahead and see what he's going to do. He actually gets plucked once, which is unfortunate. So we're just going to go ahead and back on up then, just in case if this guy is going to push all the way up, which it looks like it is going to be the case. But unfortunately enough for us, we cannot see him. I don't really know how tank or heavies just have the ability to just, when they're not spotted, just get out of those types of situations. Well, we got a 5A off towards the side right there. We're going to get a nice tap for 558 into his vehicle. We're going to back on up, and then we're going to reload again. We did get plucked by something, which is totally all right. We're going to get another tap for 387, putting us past over 900 damage. That's really good. So next up is the CS59 off towards the side right there. Fortunately, not going to be able to see him at the slightest bit. We also got some more enemies coming off over here, which is the SD1, and we also got the 5A once again. Let's see what these guys are going to do. We also got the SDP 60 right there. Let's go ahead and see what these guys are going to do. So now the SD1 is a one-shot. Let's go ahead and turn our tank over towards him and get the guarantee clear without a doubt. So then we're going to mosey on down where we got the 5A. Well, unfortunately, the CS hits me, which is all right. Alright, let's see. We got the grill off to the back. We also got this guy who's probably going to poke on out once again, which is totally alright. Let's just go ahead and see what these guys are going to do. We also got the SD60. Here is the 5A once again. Another nice tap for 444 into his vehicle. And just like that, the 5A not necessarily having the capabilities to outdo my vehicle. And this is the strong point in the Badger. In a position like this, when enemies have the low ground, what are you supposed to do to counter it? I mean, there's literally nothing. A 5A doesn't have the penetration values to overwork a Badger. That's kind of the unfortunate thing of being in a tank like that. The SDP is still going to be over there. I want to kind of see what he's going to do in that aspect. I also got the 5A. Let's see what he's going to do. If he's going to mosey on out in the open or what. Yeah, I don't really know what these enemies are going to plan on doing. So, got the 5A. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to back up? He's going to back up over there. Interesting. Okay, our 60's a one-shot, which is unfortunate. I would push down, but unfortunately, I know that CS is a threat over there. Because if I basically do that, then I'm basically screwed. So, the SDP is actually moving on backwards. So that's going to give me the opportunity to mosey on upward towards the vehicle. 567, which is nice. Well, we got a Kron off to the side. We do angle and get a nice bounce off of him. Alright, so we're going to fire a heat shell for 448 into his vehicle. Very nice stuff. And then we're just going to back on up very slowly, as we do know that CS, like I said, is a minor threat at us for before. And somebody is still in the base, unfortunately, but there's really nothing I can do to counter that. So I'm really just going to have to rely on my WZ to maybe get the clear on him if he is lucky enough. Oh, come on, WZ. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he is facing his rear. Oh my gosh, just barely missing that. That's just RNG at its finest right there, unfortunately enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over towards the SDP then. Bro, oh my goodness. Does the game really want us to lose? And this 113, oh my god, he literally just bounced him, unfortunately enough. So I'm going to have to wait. There we go. Okay, at least I can... Okay. Well, apparently he wasn't in the base. I don't really know how, but that's literally the only stuff that I can do in that aspect. I mean, we did a pretty good job. Just the unfortunate part that our team, I don't really know what caused them to prevent them from moving up forward into the base much further. I mean, that was definitely a winnable game right there. Well, I can't complain. 2,900 damage. We blocked 2420 as well, showcasing the pretty good upper infrastructure of this vehicle. Second on the team, it would have been top. I don't really know what our team was just doing at that last second. So let's go ahead and get on into our second game. Let's see if we can maybe put up just as good a result of the first game. So here we are. They have a Grill 15 and an E4 in terms of TDs. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to head right on over towards base B and rely on our deadly hold down capabilities. Now, this is a map right here, Normandy, to where this tank thrives in. That only is if you have enemies that aren't pushing or over-aggressing, or if everybody just decides to want to go one single direction, which I really hope is not going to be the case in this vehicle. Or if we have guys that are maybe going towards middle, if they unfortunately enough peck us off, that would be an unfortunate outcome as well. Well, we did angle at the right second, and we did get a bounce from the Sheridan, which is really good, showcasing another prime example of the upper infrastructure for this vehicle. So let's go ahead and mosey our way on forward then. We're actually going to go right down over here because the IS-7 appears to be the only one that is within this vicinity right here. Actually, you know what? We're going to head right on over here then and then just kind of rely on our hold down capabilities. So we got the grill off to the side. We also have the WZ who is playing very aggressive. I don't really know what he's doing in that aspect. Also got the grill. He had to fire a heat shell without a doubt. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get another nice tap into the WZ-121 for 439. Reloading again. We got the Sheridan off to the side. Let's see what these guys are going to do in that aspect. We got the Sheridan. Let's go to mosey on up towards him then. Otherwise, the WZ is basically screwed. So there we go. Nice clear into him. Sheridan is being a little bit of a pest to us, unfortunately, on his behalf. We also got the IS-7 right down there. Oh, I don't know why I got in the way of my 60 TP. But we're going to go ahead and slap a nice tap for 524 into him. I don't really know why he wanted to tunnel me in that aspect. But reloading again, let's go ahead and get another solid tap for 483. This is the DPM levels of the Badger, by the way. Just deteriorating hit points left and right with that incredible reload to what the vehicle features. So now we're going to head right on over towards the enemy VK. Okay, that's actually kind of funny how we bounced that. That's RNG at its finest, I guess. So we're going to mosey on up over here. All they have left is an E4 and a TVP, to which the TVP looks like he's going to be all the way to the far back left side. And our XM is unfortunately not dealing with that E4. While I'm going to have my team deal with them, I'm going to go right at this E4. I'm not really concerned about him whatsoever. So let's go ahead and mosey our way on up. Our 62A is going to come on over as well. Like I said, the Badger has okay maneuverability, but the unfortunate part is that it does take a little bit of some time in order for it to get up to its top speed. And unfortunately for this battle, it's not like we're going to have a pretty good damage result. And for the fact that we missed that shot, unfortunately enough, yeah, this is kind of a steamroll amongst that. So, yeah, unfortunately enough. Well, I can't complain. Over another 2,000 damage. Just the Badger just showcasing its deadly hold down capabilities for the most part. For the fact that it has a pretty solid gun in that aspect. Only 2143. I can't complain once again. Fourth on team. All right. Let's go ahead and do one more game then, just to showcase the Badger's strong points and see how she can do. So like I said, the gun is really good only if the game allows you to register shots directly to where you're aiming at. 3.5 seconds of aiming time is pretty good for a tank destroyer. The only problem is that it kind of is more beneficial when you wait to decrease your aiming reticle to the fullest capacity. That's where just guns just in general just become more beneficial in determining where your shots are going to hit exactly where you're aiming at. So let's go ahead and get into game number 3. They have a Hillary, Jack Panzer E100, and a Su-122-54. Let's see what the outcome of this battle is going to look like. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let us go. And that Sue is going to get banned. So let's go ahead and mosey our way over towards the right side. I guess everybody seems to want to go this way because we only have one medium and they have another medium as well. So let's see how this battle fared wells. Just want to be sure. Okay, so they do have guys at A, which is alright. So we're going to mosey our way on up over here then. Let's see what we can do in this aspect. We got the WZ-113 right off to the side right there. Let's go ahead and wait to see what he's going to do. Otherwise, they got the AMX-120 off to the side as well. Alright, not really much, unfortunately enough. So, alright, so we got the WZ. He's going to expose himself. There's 421 out of his vehicle. Very good stuff. So, reloading again. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to do next. We got the Sioux right off to the side as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to back on up just a little bit. And he does miss that, unfortunately. There we go. Nice tap for 470 into his vehicle. All right, and these guys apparently are not staring at us, which is unfortunate for them. So we got the AMX-50 moving on up as well. Let's go ahead and see what these guys are going to do. Are they going to continue to poke, or are we going to have to rely on these guys? Well, it looks like at the same time, these guys have not been dealt with over here. We're going to get a heat shell into the side of him. And unfortunately, the Yag does miss us, which is really good. So we're going to reload once again. Fortunately, not going to be able to get a glimpse of him. I don't know why you decided to poke that, bro. All right, so we got the Prague. Not able to do anything to him. We also got the Yag. We're going to aim a miss onto his vehicle. Well, he does miss us in return again. Fortunately for the Yag, so we're going to go ahead and slap a shell for 489, and we're reloading again. We got our adrenaline active. Okay, not able to get another slap into him. All right, up here he comes. All right, there we go, 382. Little low roll, but that's totally all good. So we're reloading again in another 1 second. See what these guys are going to do. We got the WZ, nice finishing clear into his vehicle. Also have the Hori off to the side as well. We're going to aim in right in on his turret cheek. Actually, he does overexpose the side. There's 575 out of his vehicle. And here's a much better example to the DPM values of the Badger. Just absolutely incredible. Just getting these high damage rolls out and just dealing the job really nice. So we're aiming on in towards the Sioux and getting a nice clear into him. Beautiful stuff. Now all we have left are the Hori and the AMX-30, which is totally all right. We got the Hori coming on out, so we're going to go ahead and slap a heat shell, finishing him off. Well, it looks like we do have the Prague coming behind us as well, which is all right. So we're going to reload again. We're going to have the side of him. 513 out of his vehicle. Nice, solid example again. So we're reloading once again right here. We're going to go ahead and slap another shell. 5. Oh, and he is on fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right behind this guy real quick just to make sure. All right, so he's coming on over this way. 556, which is totally all right, and I can't complain about that battle once again. I really hope that this Yad Tiger does finish these two off. They are pretty much one-shots, except for the Prague, but just like that 5,300 damage. That was just an instant farm fest right there, and that is the pure power of the Badger and the power of DPM to the best of its ability. All right, Yad Tiger, I think you're actually going to get this good. So actually, no, never mind. I have low hopes now. He's on his reserve, and the AMX-30B literally not spotted anywhere or comes up right behind. I can't complain. 2 losses and 1 win, totally all right, but this was just the best Farm Fest game that we ever have. It's unfortunate that Wargaming's game is deteriorating, and we all know that for a fact. 55-72 in this one. First class in that aspect, top on the team, without a doubt. So that's pretty much all there is to it that comes with the Badger. Pretty much one of the best holding tank destroyers that occurred throughout the course of World of Tank Blitz. It is currently available in the shop for a pretty solid price of $42. You even get the legendary camo and the attachment that comes through it and a garage slot. The Badger itself, pretty much worth your buy. Just a great vehicle overall just to get the job well done. So hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video on the other hand. And if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And make sure to turn on those bell notifications while you're at it so you do not miss out on any new videos or streams. And make sure you join the Discord, first link in the description if you have not already, so that way you can get notified whenever I upload any new videos or I'm about to start a new stream, so you can be the first ones lurking in either of the chats. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.